Hello and welcome. You're watching another TBC 24/7 live broadcast on We Are Giving Away Wealth. My name is Paul, and today's date is July 23rd, 2018, and this is episode 101. TBC is an acronym for the Billion Coin. It's a cryptocurrency that came out 2 years ago on March 21st, 2016. And the difference between this particular cryptocurrency and all the others is extremely significant. Excuse me. And that is that instead of going on the market exchange, the coin market cap, and basing their value on trading, and of course, your supply and demand, which is always there or should be there with a limited amount of coins. The mission behind the creators making this coin was to eliminate global financial poverty. And the only way they could do that is if they kept a small amount of control through their wallet so that they can actually accomplish that goal. They can actually have control of the distribution among the people of the world. And the reason it's called the billion coin is because 1 billion coins is all that's ever going to be made. Never anything more and nothing less. 1 billion coins. A lot of research went into that. They knew that that was the perfect amount to supply complete abundance to every human being on the planet. Then they created an algorithm or a formula that would base the value and increase the value based on you and I, human beings. So anytime and every time a human, whether they're a day-old child or the oldest person in the world, joins our private community, they agree not to ever lower the price, but to always raise the price of the coin. And the formula bases that on the person themselves. And the way that works is when a person joins, the value of the coin, the billion coin, goes up by 1 grain of gold, the value of 1 grain of gold at the current price of gold. So right now, a grain of gold is $2.60 per grain. It's the smallest measurement of gold that there is. Okay, so when a person joins, it increases the price of the coin by $2.60. So if 100 people join today, it would go up by $260. The coin, 1 coin, all the coins, each coin would go up $260 from 100 people. If 1,000 people, the coin would go up $2,600 that day. If 5,000 or 10,000 joined, if it was 10,000, it would go up by $26,000 that day. And we have thousands joining every day. So, being as that's the way that we value our coin, we are the only current abundance-based cryptocurrency in the world, which simply means that the price of our coin will never go down. It will only go up, and it will max out at our first billion members. So when that billionth member joins our community, the algorithm or the formula stops increasing the price. It maxes out right there. Now, if we have 1 billion members, and say we had it already today, and the price of gold was $2.60 per grain. So that would mean that the value of each coin would be $2.6 billion for one coin, for each coin, and we got 1 billion coins. So that is how we're going to accomplish our goal and our mission to eliminate poverty in the world and eliminate hunger and eliminate thirst and eliminate all the horrors that come along, the symptoms of poverty. It's the only way. It's not the only way, but it is a very good way. And we've never been in a position in the history of mankind that I know of where we actually have that ability to do that now because of technology, because of that blockchain technology that was created by an individual who calls himself Satoshi Nakamoto back in 2009 in order to create his Bitcoin. Okay, so we are not to be found on the market or the coin market cap. We won't be traded, because once you put a coin on that system, then you've lost complete control. Anybody can come in and buy as many as they want if they have the money already. So the very, very wealthy of this world, who are already controlling the world, or have been, they're losing control now. They have been for centuries, have done that. They have controlled the wealth by collecting it to themselves. They created their systems, the central bank, the Federal Reserve, Wall Street, all the markets, and they use those to collect the people's wealth for themselves. And they would do it, and they are doing it already with Bitcoin. The price of Bitcoin shot up last year when the wealthy came in and started buying. And all the people jumped into Bitcoin last year because they wanted to try to make some profit as the prices were going up. And some of them did, okay? But those who got in too late got hurt. And when the wealthy decided to dump their normal pump and dump system and sell their coins on purpose, it lowered the price, and those people lost profit and they lost their original coins. It got put back into the system. And when the price is low enough, the wealthy will come back and they will buy it all up again. They will buy their own coins back, and then they'll buy all the coins that were lost by the masses. And they will do this over and over again. They're very patient. They take their time, years, decades, but they will end up with the majority of Bitcoin. You see, and they can do it with any currency, cryptocurrency that's on the coin market cap, if they're allowed to continue to do that. But they can't do it with the billion coin. Nothing can stop the billion coin from achieving its goal of bringing complete wealth and abundance to every man, woman, and child on the face of this earth. And that is what's going to be accomplished. And the motivation behind the creators is to get that coin in your hand if it's based on you valuing the coin. If you are part of what makes the coin valuable and useful, so that pieces of our coin, like pieces of Bitcoin, are called Satoshis, ours is called Kringles, so that those Kringle coins can be used by everybody every day in all transactions all over the world. First of all, you've got to have a blockchain platform that can do the kind of speeds that Visa and MasterCard can do all over the world. We have that. Okay, we have that right now. We didn't have it in the beginning 2 years ago, but we have it now. And we are doing the same amount as Visa and MasterCard is capable of, or they're averaging, I should say, per second, which is between 2,000 and 3,000 transactions per second. Bitcoin, meanwhile, is still stuck at 7 average transactions per second. Last year, they forked off and created a new coin, Bitcoin Cash. That can do 130. Okay, so that definitely was an improvement, and that's why we've seen Bitcoin Cash go up in value considerably faster than the original Bitcoin did. But that's still a long ways away from being able to transact the way fiat currency, or just pure digital money currency, really can be used all over the world. And you've got to have that capability if that's what your mission is. So we have created, basically the creators of our coin have a 5-year plan, created a 5-year plan to accomplish all of this. We are right on schedule. Okay, so after 2 years, we have 3.2, almost 3.3 million people as part of our community. Okay, so the current price of one coin is just over $8 million a coin. And when you think about the other cryptocurrencies that have been out for a while and they're already kind of a high price, like Bitcoin, let's just use Bitcoin as an example. They're what, around 6,000, a little over 6,000. I haven't looked for a number of days. But let's just say they're $6,000 a coin. A lot of people can't even afford one coin. Okay, even though that coin may eventually over the years increase to, we don't know how much, a lot, because there's a supply and demand, right? Because they're only making 21 million coins. Okay, so there's a supply and demand, and then there's the fact that the rich will buy what they can, if it's still considered a threat to them, meaning if they still exist, if that central banking system still exists as the years go by. Yes, that's what's going to happen, is that price will go up. It's going to go up eventually over time, no matter what. The point is, if you didn't get in, a number of years back when that coin was real cheap, then you kind of feel like you lost, the boat. Is that how they say it? You missed the boat. Okay, but you can still buy Satoshis, part of that coin. So anybody can still own Bitcoin, but not a whole coin. Okay, so unless you've got $6,000, okay, in which case, fine, people are doing it. But that just leaves the coin out there with no control over anything and how it works. With the Billion coin, we are actually a community of people, human beings, that are coming together with this agreement and with this formula. And we are raising the value of our coin just by doing that. We are going to, and we are creating a Kringle economy. We do peer-to-peer transactions all the time. We buy and sell things to each other all the time. And as we grow, we will just get better and better. More and more merchants, retailers, service providers will start to take our coin, even more so than Bitcoin. Because with Bitcoin, if they take it, it may go down the next day. Now, if they've got enough cash flow going through their business, they can just accept what little Bitcoin people will bring to them and leave it in their wallet and watch it grow over the months and years. But if they need it to repurchase product, then they can't accept it. So again, there's a limitation to Bitcoin right now. There's a limitation to all the coins on the market because of that. Because the market fluctuates in price because of the trading. You don't have that with the Billion coin. So when merchants find out, a light goes on in their head and they say, wait a second, you're telling me that if I sell something at my store or whatever, service, whatever I do, for $100 in Kringles, and I accept Kringles for it and put that in my wallet, that tomorrow it's going to be worth more than 100? Yes. Yes. Okay. And it's going to go up in value because you got members coming in every day, right? So every day it's going to continue to go up all the way until you hit your first billion, and you guys are only at 3 million right now. Right. That's exactly right. So you're saying that I can sell something for $100 to my customers, and I can end up with a couple of $100,000 for that sale when you guys reach its maximum value at 1 billion people in 2 to 3 years? Yes, that's exactly what we're telling you. Okay, so why would they not start accepting Kringle if they could at first hang on to it and not have to turn around and purchase product? They've got enough fiat cash coming through that they can be okay. They will accept it, and they are accepting it every day. People, our members are talking to merchants and business people, and they are coming aboard. So we are growing the economy. We are 2 years old. We're right on track, and we're about to hit an explosion of growth. And so we're doing these videos to let new people know when they come across our videos how our coin is different and why we want you to be a part of our community. So as long as you're like-minded, meaning you're not selfish, you're not greedy, you have no problem with everybody in the world being just as abundant as you are, or at least abundant, okay? Because what we're doing right now is we're spreading that wealth out fairly evenly amongst our first billion members. So we're going to first create 1 million billionaires, okay? And then we're going to create, and they'll be multi-billionaires. And then we're going to create 1 billion millionaires, okay? And they'll be multi-millionaires. So that is what we're doing. And all we're asking you is to take a look at the information that's below this video in the description. We have a main website. It's at thebillioncoin.info, where you can go and get all the information you want. We have a blog that the creators of the coin have used to communicate with us every single day. Okay, very rarely do they miss a day. And in fact, it's whittled down to one individual doing the talking. Okay, but it's a team effort, and they're self-funded. They've never asked us for any money until just recently, because they started giving that coin away. They give the coin away. That's what admin is, what we call him, or the team does. They do not sell any coins. If you want to buy Kringles from us or from TBC and get, Kringles for yourself, put into your wallet, you have to buy them from one of us, a current member of the community that has enough Kringles, obviously, that we don't mind selling you some. Okay, it's not going to take away from the wealth that we've already created for ourselves. We want to spread that wealth out. But admin is he's in the best position he could be in, but he does need our help. We need to get the word out. And then what he does is he gives every new member free Kringles that currently is worth $2,100. Free to every human being on the planet who wants it, can get it for free. $2,100 worth of Kringles. And it comes in the form of what he calls cookie reward points. And he puts them in your back office that you get when you join our community, so that you can turn around and give that gift away to your family members and your friends, all your loved ones that you care about. Okay, and they could kind of be tied to you that way, and you can help them, and then they can turn around and do the same thing, and they can get that free gift. And then if they want more, if they want to get a full coin and be a multi-billionaire, then all they have to do is spend $100 and purchase $100 worth of Kringles from one of us, again, a member who has enough coin that we can sell some without it hurting our bottom line, if that's how you say it. Okay. And For doing that, admin will reward the buyer of 100 Kringles, $100 worth of Kringles. It's about 12 Kringles. Reward you with enough cookie points to equal the same amount of Kringles that you can redeem into those real Kringles in November of this year. We have redemption months twice a year. We just had one in May. We're going to have one again in November. So you can build up cookies between now and November, all the cookie reward points you want, okay? Because they are worth the same value in Kringles. So if you buy 100, you're basically going to get, I think it's about 8,200, 300, something like that, $8,400 worth of Kringles that you will have in November in your wallet from redeeming your cookies that you'll be able to spend then in November. Okay, so for every 100, you'll get $8,400 worth. So that's a fantastic leverage. But listen to this. If you're new, listen to this. If you do a broadcast like I'm doing on YouTube for just 20 minutes, a half hour, just one, then you will be considered a broadcaster. You are helping to spread the word out by you taking the time to come on YouTube and do a video and explain what the billion coin is. And if you will do that, he will give you admin, calls himself Chris Kringle, by the way, because he's giving the gift away. Okay, he will give you enough cookie reward points to equal one full billion coin that you will be able to redeem in November. So what people are doing right now is they're joining, okay? And there's a $10 annual fee for your wallet. And this wallet has no transaction fees. So we are able as members to do all the transactions we want every day. And we're not charged anything. Okay, you'll know if you're into cryptocurrency that doesn't work with all the other wallet systems. You always get charged something. It's not very much, but it can add up. But for that $10 annual fee, one time $10 is what it is really, but it is annual. Does that make sense? No. Okay, but that's the way I look at it. Okay, because a year from now, it sees, what's $10? It may be hard right now, but it's only going to be hard for the very, 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 very poor. But we kept it down to where even they can afford it. Because that's our whole reason for existing, is to lift these people up around the world that are still living in developing countries. There shouldn't be any developing countries. They should all be developed. The entire world should be just as developed as we are here in America, or Canada is, or the UK is, or Australia is, or New Zealand is. Do you see what I'm saying? It should all look the same. They've got cell phones. It doesn't matter how poor they are. Hang on just a second. Okay, there was somebody at the door. It was locked. I had to let him in. Okay, so what was I saying? They've got cell phones. Even if they're making only $1 or $2 minimum wage a day, they can see what's going on. And it doesn't look like what they see when they wake up every morning. So the world is small. The internet has brought us together. And this is why we are accomplishing things in the last 10, 20 years that we have never accomplished in the history of mankind throughout the world. But we're still fighting a system that has had control of the economic situation of the world. And we're starting to win. And it's because of blockchain technology. It is because cryptocurrency has been created. So we are the best. What can I say? All right. And we're not going to be the first abundance-based coin. There's going to be others coming out. We've got one coming out next year. Here's the point. The more people realize that if they bring out a coin, a real cryptocurrency coin on a blockchain platform, and they control it, that they can do anything they want. And the more money, because that's what cryptocurrency is, the better it is for the people of the world. I don't care what they call it. They can call it Satoshis. They can call it Kringles. They can call it whatever they want. Humpty Dumpty coins. As long as they're real money, then it lifts the people and gives them the power back so that we are no longer slaves to that central banking system that has kept us enslaved for so many centuries. In one form or another, that's what they've done. In America, they've run for 105 years now. Since 1913, they've been in control of our monetary system, and it's completely debt-based. Okay, and so here we are in a situation where we are offering wealth to anybody who wants it. So, like I said, before I was interrupted, what people are doing now is they're coming in, and we're showing them how to do a broadcast. It's really, really simple. Believe me, if I could do it, anybody can, because I'm lousy when it comes to technology. Okay, I'm just not. I don't even know how to use this phone. I'm just kidding. I know how to do enough to get around, right? But that's it. But if something goes wrong, it's like I asked my grandnephew, hey, Diego, come help me with this. And he just goes, there, it's done. Okay, so that's basically how I am when it comes to tech, computers and stuff. I'll learn how to drive, but I won't learn how to fix anything or how to change the oil or anything like that. Okay, I can change the oil. Well, I used to be able to. Now today, I don't know with the cars. It's been a long time since I've changed oil in a car. Anyway, the point is, if I can do a broadcast, anybody can. So what we're doing is we're helping them set up and do one broadcast, okay, as soon as they can. And then they will buy $100 or whatever they want, whatever they can afford. Every $100 is worth one full coin if you do a broadcast. Okay, so if you have $1,000 laying around, you can get 10 coins that are currently worth $8 million each, and will end up being worth 2.6 billion if the price of gold is the same in 2 or 3 years when we hit our billion that it is today. So it's up to you how much money you want, right? Now, I wanted to go over anyway. That's what people are doing, okay? That have $100 at least. They will do a broadcast, and then they'll buy the 100, and then they get those extra bonuses. Otherwise, if they just don't do a broadcast and they spend $100 on Kringles, they will get at least right now over $8,000. Okay, for that 100, for each 100. Okay, so that's one way to look at it. Okay, all right. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm not going to share my screen. I'm just going to read off one of the blogs that came out in the last 24 hours from admin. It just hit me really hard because we have been in a really, really busy lately with migrating all of our members from the old blockchain platform to this new one that we built from scratch. That's so fast. And we've had the redemption period in May where people were redeeming their cookie rewards that they had collected over the last 5-6 months, and so on and so forth. So we've been really busy, plus doing these, broadcasts and stuff. And again, anything that we do, admin, Chris Kringle, will give us rewards. He just gives us coins. If we step up and bring in people and tell people that, hey, here's some wealth. You want it? Here we go. Then that increases the value of our wealth. And so he appreciates that because we get closer to our mission of 1 billion members. And so he rewards us with free cookie rewards, which we turn into Kringles twice a year. Okay? It's absolutely amazing. But it's something that our brains usually don't think like that, because it can sound too good to be true, must be a scam. But then common sense tells you it can't be a scam, but they're giving their coin away, right? So, and especially if admin is not selling any coins, he's not making any money. Well, he makes the $10. You have to send the $10 to him or them, okay, now. And that covers not only your wallet, but it also covers your back office, okay, which is your own website that you get when you join, where you can do all of your things. It gives you your own, website link that you can give to your family members and friends so they can sign up and be connected to you, okay? It's not like multi-level or anything, network marketing or anything like that. But we use those type of terms sometimes when we say, did you refer somebody, because they're tied to you. And so in a sense, it's networking, because we are talking to people and then we give them our link. You'll find mine down below there. And they go and they get their free gift, and then we take it from there. Okay. And we're there to help them step by step through the process. It's not real hard at all. It's really simple. It just takes a few minutes. And so yes, we have that back office, and it pays for that for a whole year. The $10 pays for that for a whole year. They used to charge us $1 a month. Okay, you had the option of, I think you still have that option, but if you go ahead and just pay $10, you not only save $2 a year, but you also get that wallet with no transactions. Okay, free, basically. They just throw that in there. Okay, so, and again, everybody in the world can't afford $10. We did a lot of research before we came out with that price. Okay, and it hasn't slowed us down whatsoever. So I want to read part of this blog post. So let me do that now. And I don't want to put my glasses on, so I'm going to increase the size of this print so I can read it off. Okay. Now, I mentioned earlier that we have a blog system from admin, from the creators, where they keep in contact with us every single day. And they let us know, hey, this is what's up. This is what's going on. This is where we're at. This is what you guys can do. This is what I'm going to do for you, blah, blah, blah. And he also gives out a lot of good educational posts, blog posts about, the reality of the financial situation in the world and what it's been, and some history, where we're at now, and what Kringle's, what their coin can do. Just the coin itself. Okay, a lot of us, we do a lot of things in our lives, right? If we stand for something like, I don't know, animal cruelty, or the poor, in countries, starving kids, and we donate money or time to help people that are fighting a disease or something, and we give some money. There's things that we're doing, right? That's what we are. We're a community that is coming together to accomplish the elimination of all poverty in the world. And when you do that, which we can't even imagine what that's going to look like. I mean, we can try, right? And just imagine nobody's poor. And imagine all the countries are developed now. And all the countries in the world look like America. And anybody can live in any kind of house they want. And anybody can drive any kind of car they want. Anybody can eat any kind of food they want and drink all the water they want, because there's unlimited amounts of it. Okay? No, money doesn't create water, but desalination plants can create water out of the ocean. We have so much water on this planet, it's not even funny. Okay? It's ridiculous to think of famines with this era that we're in. When we are at the technological point, then we can distill the ocean water and make it pure, the purest water on the planet. You see what I'm saying? The whole country of Kuwait lives on 100%, from what I understand, desalinated water. Okay? We have desalination plants on the coast of California. But this is something that the central bankers don't want, because they will lose control of the water. And if they lose control of the water, they can't control the people. And that's how evil these individuals are. There's just a few of them. Think about it. There's 7.6 billion members, 7.6 billion people in the world. 7.6 billion. How many billionaires are there? 2,200. A little over 2,200 billionaires in a world of 7.6 billion people. 2,200 billionaires. That is what's wrong with the world. Okay? That's just pure common sense, pure logic. Well, wow. If all the wealth is in the hands of that few of people, then human nature and common sense tells me most of them are going to be evil. And you would be correct. Absolutely 100% correct. Okay? Very few of them are not evil. That's what happens when you just have a few people with all the wealth. So we're going to change that. So if you're like-minded and you want to get rid of disease or poverty or all the things that come with poverty, then you want to belong to our community. Okay? It just costs $10 a year. And we will make you wealthy beyond anything you want, anything you can imagine. And when we, the people, have the money back in our hands, we can buy our politicians again instead of the central bankers doing it. We can own our own government again instead of the central banking system owning our government. We, the people, as our Constitution here in America was written, will have our power to do what we want again. And we will have nothing as a threat to take that away from us ever again. Now, does that turn the world into a paradise? No, because it doesn't accomplish everything. It doesn't take away hate. Okay, there's still going to be crime because of hate, but there'll be no crime due to lack. There's not going to be anybody killing you over your car, over your watch, over your tennis shoes, because they'll have it already. They'll have the money. Over a drug problem? No, because they'll have the money if they're still on the drugs. They'll have help. We will be getting them help, professional help, okay? And the best that you can possibly get, because there's so many on the streets that are not getting it because it's just not available. There's not enough rooms, okay? So all these things that we never think about, we're just used to waking up every day and driving down the street and getting into the downtown metropolitan areas of the big cities of America, and we see what's going on. Look at downtown San Francisco. It's absolutely sickening what is going on down there. But you'll see it in all the cities. I live in Las Vegas, okay? I see it when I go downtown. You see people living in tents on the sidewalks, okay? When we, the people, get our money back in our hands, you won't see that anymore, because everyone will have wealth, or someone will be helping them with their wealth if they are unable to handle it on their own. You see what I'm saying? So don't be afraid of being rich. Let me go on with this blog, and maybe you'll understand how I understood this. Okay, so he starts out and he says, fortunes are made by getting educated, so study the blog. The poster above has been on the billioncoin.info website for almost 2 years now. And that is a poster that says educate yourself on by using blog, I think. Let me say. It just says get educated. Okay, the good news about getting your TBC education is that the only thing it will cost you is your time. The content is available free of charge. But unlike conventional education that costs tens of thousands of dollars or more to receive and leads those educated through it to just barely earning a living, the TBC education will lead you to making a fortune. I just want to stop there and let that sink in, because if I'm talking too fast, it may go right past you and not think about, and you won't catch it all. Because we got so many things we're thinking about, and you're probably, if you're new to TBC, you're looking at this and you're going, is this guy for real or whatever? But just stay with me here and listen to this, and you'll be able to find this blog again for free. Just it's right there on the billioncoin.info. Look under blog section, click on that, and pull up the blog, and it will be one of the new ones. And this one's titled Urgent. Cast your votes now for your favorite TBC toolbox. The contest is coming to an end soon. That's a big title, okay? But he's talking about two different things here, okay? And he had to put them together. But if you just see the word urgent, then you can go and find that blog post real easy. Okay, let's see where I was here. Okay, and this toolbox that he's talking about is something that he is urging us as members to create our own. Basically, is this blog that he's had for 2 years now is so loaded with dynamite information, but it's in no particular order. Well, it's in order of the days, right? Every day from, like, I think April 2nd of 2016, he started. So the blogs are listed in that order. But there's so many blogs that we can take a post here, a post there, and put it in the order of how we want you to read it and see it or watch the videos, that we can create a toolbox, which is just something that you can use, or we can use as a tool to help people, new people, understand what we're doing. It's it's a marvelous idea, okay? It makes, again, 100% sense. And so that's what we're doing. We're each trying to create a toolbox. And he kind of had a little reward system. Whoever creates the best one, you guys can vote on it, and so on and so forth. Okay, but now he's just urging, no matter what, whoever wins, we can use that toolbox, but we can also make our own if we want. Okay, so anyway, back to where I was. And I'm going to say this over again because it's so powerful. I want it to sink into you. Okay, he's talking about conventional education. We all know that it costs money. And we all know that unless you are actually getting an education in some professional field where you know the pay is going to be good enough and worth it for you to have spent that money on that education, then your education is really not going to be worth much. It just depends, right? So, but anyway, no matter what, you're going to end up with debt. Okay, and that's part of the reason why Americans are $70 trillion in debt. It's not just mortgages on houses. It's not just car loans. It is student debt, student loan debt. Okay, plus the government. All right. Unlike conventional education that costs tens of thousands of dollars or more to receive, and leads those educated through it to just barely earning a living. The TBC education, that would be the blog, okay, will lead you to making a fortune. That's powerful. Anybody that may be new watching this video and you already understand and have a basic understanding of cryptocurrency, or you wouldn't be watching this, especially 45 minutes into it. Okay? Listen to what he's saying, because this is real. Okay. Taking good notes is highly encouraged within the process of getting a conventional education, and building and updating your TBC toolbox is the same thing as taking notes. You see, if you come in and you study the blog and you say, well, that particular post, man, I want that to be number one that, my friend sees first when it comes into this community, because that's just incredible. And then I like this one right here, and I'm going to put that second. You know what I'm saying? If you can control and you can create the different posts in order of how you want it, and put the links on a document, and then hand that to your friend or your loved one, your family member, and say, check it out. Just go through this in its order, and you will be educated. This is power, people. Power to make you a fortune that you cannot find in the conventional education process unless you're willing to take loans, go into debt, and become a professional, which is fine. We need professionals. We need doctors. We need accountants. We need everything that is already out there. Okay? Chiropractors, dentists. We need you guys. But you don't have to go into debt, is what we're telling you, to get that education. And you can be assured, no matter what, that you will have wealth and not have to worry about, oh man, I've got to find a job. I'm brand new. I'm a brand new this or that accountant, and I've got to find a job and work my way up. You don't have to worry about stuff like that if you'll just go this route at the same time. Or if you're young enough, before. Okay? Or if you're a parent and you're reading this, now you know what to do with your kids. Okay, or even your grandkids. Okay, so taking notes is highly encouraged with regular conventional education, right? So if you build a toolbox, that's like taking notes here, okay? When you read, he says, a blog post, ask yourself what questions the blog post answers, and select the most important question, and on a spreadsheet, place that question inside the frequently asked question column, and then put the link to the blog post in the blog column next to it. Later, as you receive questions from your prospects and partners, you will be able to locate the best blog column next to it. Later, as you receive questions from your prospects and partners, you will be able to locate the best blog post to refer to them as the answer straight from admin, the creator of TBC. In other words, straight from the source. The TBC system does not require you to be creative, and you should not waste time reinventing the wheel. As the saying goes, just redirect people back to the source to answer questions. Over time, you will come to appreciate this advice as you implement it, and how much time it saves you keeping your team together and updated. If TBC was a choir, The blog would be the songbook we all sing from. The blog helps us to unify the whole TBC community and to keep us on the right path that leads to success for all of us. Please don't recreate TBC in your own image or pervert what we are building. It will end up frustrating a whole bunch of people, and you will be the one to blame. Instead, build a TBC toolbox that points back to the official blog and TBC websites. Admin has also taken great care to groom the top leaders in TBC, so pay attention to them as examples to follow. The best leaders to follow are the ones that have a strong TBC cash flow. We want you to duplicate that and also earn a strong TBC cash flow and add yet another good example in the TBC community to follow. Okay, then he goes on and talks about the contest for the August cruise, the August cruise contest, and how that will work. Okay, and then the next thing I want to mention here is this next paragraph. I do want to touch real fast on this coming month's contest for the cruise that's happening on our 3rd-year anniversary, which is next year. He says that with this contest, the top 2 broadcasters, those are people like us who are doing these broadcast videos, that recruit. There's that term. There's a term that's used in MLM, but we use it. Okay, even though we're not in the MLM, we're a cryptocurrency. Okay, that refers, in other words, more people into our community. The most new paid members within the month of August will win that contest. This contest will be limited to those that are doing at least one TBC broadcast a week and that attend all of the send button meetings weekly in their language. TBC needs way more broadcasters. Some of you have no idea why, but I see how big a difference broadcasters make, and we need way more of them. You should be a broadcaster. That's coming straight from the admin and the creators of our coin, okay? Because he can see everything that's going on. Okay, in the next paragraph, he says, limitations generally are self-imposed, and I'm doing, that's admin, all I can to turn you into a billionaire or a millionaire. And trust me, just having the money doesn't really qualify you as being one of them. Pay attention now. Look at lottery winners that won millions a few years later from the time they won the lottery. Sadly, most of them are broke, and the money alone didn't make everything better. The shoe must fit, as the saying goes, and you need to learn what it means to be either a millionaire or a billionaire and grow into that and become fit for the title. A fool and their money are soon parted. Think about what I'm saying here. You have to see the change in you and then become it. Don't expect life to ever be problem-free. Just accept that you can trade up your problems. It is a big problem to be broke. It is also a big problem to be rich. Which problem do you want to have? Long before TBC was an idea in my head, and this is coming straight from admin in a blog post. He is now saying, long before TBC was an idea in my head, I was broke. Okay? Long before I was broke. Also, for many years before TBC came to my mind, I became a self-made millionaire. So, I can tell you from experience that life has never become problem-free. But for me, I prefer being a millionaire over being broke any day of the week. Honestly, the problems a millionaire has are much bigger than the problems a broke person has. Let me repeat that last sentence. The problems a millionaire has are much bigger than the problems a broke person has. That is the truth. But, he goes on to say, the food is much better as a millionaire if you catch my drift. Okay? And that's the end of the post. So, talk about an amazing amount of wisdom in just a few paragraphs here on just this one post he posted. He probably posted it 3 or 4 yesterday. So this is what we wake up to. Every day we get more educated, we get more wisdom. And because this team of people that are behind TBC, they're as smart as they get, okay? Which is what you want, right? We depend on smart people to help us with not only what they know and provide new technologies for us to enjoy, but we can also get and pick up their wisdom if they're smart in wisdom because they have experienced life and learned the truth and turn around and give it to the rest of us so that we hopefully can not make as many mistakes and we can have a better life. And sometimes when I think about my life, the reality is, and this is just reality, is that if I had known, obviously we can all say that, if you had known what you know now back then, things would have been different, right? But that's not how life works. But what happens is I can appreciate where I'm at now. Okay. And I don't have the same viewpoint or the same mindset that I used to have. And I remember the struggle I had, I guess, mentally, just with dealing with life. Okay. We all have to deal with it. And we deal with it the best that we can with what we have. And as I've gotten older and experienced more and been open to accepting more truth and trying to find more wisdom, it has actually helped me to live a much more peaceful and content way of living, I guess you can say. So you can go around seeing things differently than you used to. Little things don't bother you. You remember that book that came out years ago? What was it called? Don't let the little things. I forgot what it was called, but I got that book, and don't let the small things something. But it was like, you know, I can be driving around, somebody could cut me off, and it doesn't bother me. I don't even honk. Okay, it's just life. Okay, they didn't mean it, or maybe they're in a hurry. I don't know. Who am I to judge? You see what I'm saying? I've learned that. And so my life is just so much different. It's easier. I'm calmer. I'm more peaceful. I'm happier. This comes from life experience and wisdom and keeping your mind open to learning from people who have experienced it already. Older people, I used to think were weird when I was a young kid. What do they have? Oh, they're old. You know, me, my generation, we're here. And this is repeated over and over and over again. And we don't get it when we're kids. We just don't get it. Okay. And I was just, I guess, lucky enough that over the years, I started paying attention to the older generation and realized, you know what? They have gone through the same thing that I have gone through or I'm going through. Yes, there's a difference. Every generation has a different type of culture or whatever's going on with morals and values at that time. And those are interesting. But you can see where we're at right now in America or the world. It's pretty bad, right? But we can do something about it. We can make America great again. There, I said those words. Um, just by getting involved in this community of TBC. That may sound really crazy to you, but it's not, okay? Because I have been a member of a lot of things in my life. And it's all been a learning process, fine and dandy, but I've never been involved in something like this. I've never been a part of something like this. And I can tell you it's the greatest thing so far in my life. Okay, let me go real quick before I end and see if there's anybody asking any questions. Get my glasses on so I can see. Jack Dan Berlado, welcome. Oh, from the Philippines. Awesome. Thank you so much for coming on today and hearing me out. Darren Haywood, how you doing? Great to see you. Okay, I hope you guys got something from this today. I just got educated and wanted to pass that on to you. Okay, because sometimes, I don't know, I could only speak for myself, but I could read something and I'll end up missing a lot of it, because either I've got distractions or before I started to read, I had something on my mind and those things just keep popping in. They're right there or something. And I'm not really paying attention to what I'm reading and I'm picking up something, but not picking it all up. Different things, right? But I've learned to change that. I've learned that when I start to read certain things that I have already learned from, to just clear my mind just instantly before I start to read. And I read every single word. I did this with the scriptures, actually. That's where I started out with the Bible. Okay, because I could read through the Bible 100 times and still not catch anything. It was crazy. And I was frustrated. And finally, it just hit me. Maybe if I just read every single word really slow and thought about every single word. And that changed everything. It changed my entire life. So that's what I do now. Okay. So when I come across a blog, boom, I clear my mind and I'm instantly completely 100% focused on that blog. And I'm reading it. Okay. And if it's just, okay, here's what we're doing, here's this or that. Okay, cool. But then today, I come across a blog like this. And it starts out talking about what? The toolbox. Okay. And those of us who are already in the community and see this video know what that is. Okay. The contest is up and we're going to pick, one and blah, blah, blah. And we read that big title and we may think, okay, I know, and we'll just skip it. We won't even read it. Or maybe we will start to read it, but we'll read it real fast because we're busy. We got other things to do, but we want to get it in. But see, we miss stuff. So I just sat there and I said, and this is what I do with all the blogs, and I just read every single word. Doesn't matter what he's talking about. It's going in. It's going in. And today when I read that blog, oh man, I got all the wisdom. Okay, I got all the wisdom that admin mentions at the last sentence. I hope you got the wisdom from this blog, is what he said, because there's a lot in there. And when I read that, I said, you know what? I got every single bit of it, Chris Kringle. I got every single bit of it. So that is what I look forward to every day. is the blog system, the posts that he puts out, and then getting on these broadcasts, not only my own broadcasts, but then watching other leaders who are doing broadcasts and catching on to what they're saying. And it's going in, let me tell you, it's going in. So I appreciate you guys for supporting all of us broadcasters, and I will support you if you're doing broadcasts. You can guarantee it. I try to go through that list, broadcast list, every couple of days and pick up somebody that, wait a second, I haven't seen this person before. Boom, and I'll subscribe and click on the bell. And I swear, I've got like, 40 emails coming to me every day. So-and-so is now doing a live broadcast. And I try to click on every single one. And sometimes I'll listen to the whole thing if I have time. Sometimes I'll listen to 5 or 10 minutes. It just depends. But I always make sure I click on the thumbs up. And this way I get to know the person. And if something clicks, then I'm going to go back and I'm going to watch that again. Or I'm going to watch that person the next time they do a blog and I see it on my email. And this is what I do. And I would imagine that we're all like that. And that's just the awesome thing that admin is telling us about. We need more broadcasters because he can see the effect it's having. He can see it better than we can. So I really appreciate you guys. All right. I am scheduled again. Tomorrow's Tuesday. Same time, same place, same channel, which is 5 p.m. Pacific Daylight Savings Time. So thanks again for watching. And please, if you're new, join us by just clicking on those links below in the description and get all the information you want before you join. And then join and check us out. And then if you really like what you hear, you will pay the $10 for a whole year and you'll be ready to go. And we will get you whatever you want when it comes to wealth. We will get it in your hands. We have it. And we're basically giving it away. Okay, thanks. Love you guys. Talk to you tomorrow.